Hi everyone, welcome back to Infinity Wealth. I am really excited to have Nina and Richard here today, and thank you for coming.
Thank
you. And I wanted our audience to find out a little bit more about you, really. So if you can just give us a brief background of what you've been doing and everything else, so the audience understands what you've been doing in property.
Sure. Hi, my name's Richard Putherer. I'm founder of Inspired Equity, a UK-wide development company. We haven't always been in property though, and I originally was a career person, actually working in information management, which was providing policy counsel to banks and law firms. So thoroughly boring, and I realised that I needed to make a change in my career and outlook. And as we had some 10 years ago started investing in a small property portfolio, felt that if we'd actually gone out and educated ourselves in all of the strategies available, we could actually really make something of it. So leaping forward to today, now we have a multi-million pound property portfolio of our own, and we focus more now on development, and we currently have 62 flats in build over 6 sites across the UK.
Yeah. Oh, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, so we've done the whole triangle. We started off with buy-to-let and rapidly moved on to HMOs. We realised that HMOs were how we were going to gain the cash flow to leave our day jobs. And we're now specialising more on larger residentials, breaking them down into apartments or commercial to residential.
Okay. Well, we met about 3 years ago.
Yes.
When I mentored you.
Yes, indeed.
And I've been following your progress, and it's been amazing.
Thank you.
Absolutely astounded.
Good teacher, good mentor.
Absolutely blown away.
That's very kind.
But during that time, what other achievements? I mean, I know you said you've done some commercial to resi developments as well. Is there any way you can just expand on a few of the projects that you've done?
Yeah, so the initial one was a very large residential property that we converted into 5 flats. It was actually one that had been converted illegally many years before, so by gaining a certificate of lawfulness we were able to actually go ahead and split the titles without having to get retrospective planning. Now on to more recent ones where we've just actually acquired a care home and converted that into 29 individual units as well, and that was with actually a joint venture partner. So very interesting project. So they've changed, evolved, got larger over time, but really the fundamentals are the same.
Yeah.
You need to find the deal, raise the capital, and make sure you appoint the right team, and then execute the deal. It's I see it's that simple, really. But
and you've done a recent one as well, a big project up in the north, right?
Yes, that's the 29 units that we've just created. So that one, we're actually keeping all of those units in our portfolio. Yeah. Sometimes we actually split the title and sell, or split the title, refinance and keep them. It all depends on the type of project, the area, and what the demand is for either rental units or for new units that are for sale on the open market.
Right. Okay, cool. Okay, the other question that most people ask, right, is, there's so many options out there now to develop wealth. Why property? Why particular property? And each person has a different answer to that. So what's your answers to that? Why did you choose property as a vehicle?
I'll actually counter that question with why not property. Now, I mentioned that we'd started a very small buy-to-let portfolio when we were in our jobs, and we saw that as a pension opportunity. So we did it we deployed some of the tactics that you're actually taught in when you go through the property education, but we'd also done things completely the opposite way around. For example, our first buy-to-let property was a negatively cash-flowing property. So we spent more on the property each month than we actually got in rental income. Now people say, well, that's crazy. And we said, well, we know that this is in a capital appreciation area, so we don't mind actually putting in a bit of cash each month to make sure that in the future we had an income producing asset with no mortgage, so unencumbered. Yeah. So it was actually on a repayment mortgage.
Okay. Yeah, we discussed that in the mentorship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I wouldn't necessarily suggest go and get negatively cash flowing properties, but we'd actually, by paying down the principal and being in a capital appreciation area, we got that property 2009, so right at the slump time, and then it had a huge increase in value. Plus, we paid down the principal. We actually managed to finance a significant sum of money out of that, which then started the sort of the snowball rolling at a pace. When we first met, got a wonderful portfolio of HMOs. Yeah. But so back to the question about why I said why not property. Property provides a passive income, and if you want to be in property or not, I think you should be in property, because that residual income each month allows you to then go and focus on many other things that you want to do. Now, I know of people that want to go out and help change the world for philanthropy reasons, but they have a wonderfully cash flowing property portfolio, so it enables them to have that income each month to enable them to go out and do the for good projects that they want to. Other people who have businesses in either coaching or well-being or even products or other services, by having that residual income each month, it means that you have steady income either in your business or in your personal finances to enable you to go out and do all of those things that you want to do.
And you've left work now as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so you left work how long ago?
So I started the education process in February 2016. Yeah. And I resigned from work in June 17.
Excellent.
So, I'm sorry, going off topic a little bit. I always want to make sure that people don't quit their jobs too soon. There's no embarrassment about still having a job when you're starting either a business as an entrepreneur or a property portfolio. You need to get financing and you need to be able to put food on the table. So there's no embarrassment about having a job, but when the time is right, it's a real wonderful thing to be able to.
Because I think Nina, you still carried on, didn't you? Have you left work now as well?
I'm now consulting.
You're now consulting.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So I consult. I have the freedom to come and go as I please. Okay. So I have the best of both worlds.
So property's enabled you to do that.
Yes, exactly. And just going back to the subject of why property, you've always got an asset-backed investment. Yeah. There's various different other investment platforms where you don't have that. You have an asset that's backing the investments. That's what the important thing is. And it's just building wealth over a period of time as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here at Infinity Wealth, we're all about helping people, coaching and mentoring people. Throughout the whole process, how have you found that useful, and what would you say to other people who are looking to get into property?
The coaching and mentoring to us was invaluable. The help that you gave us and have continued to give us over the years has been invaluable to us.
Yeah, because we regularly meet up.
Yeah, we're now, it's gone from mentoring to friendship and curries.
From my perspective, it's imperative. There are so many pitfalls to investing in property and understanding what it is that you need to do to make sure that a deal is a deal. The money we invested in our training and mentoring was exactly that. It was invested. And without that knowledge, skill set, tried and tested know-how, we wouldn't have been able to achieve what we have achieved in such a short period of time, and two, would have very likely made some very expensive mistakes along the way as well. So the whole aspect on training and mentoring, I see it as an absolute imperative if you want to get serious about investing in property or in any other type of commodity.
Yeah, because when we met at the during the mentorship as well. I introduced you to Billy and Ali as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they've been absolutely amazing for you
Yeah,
guys, haven't
yeah,
they? It's
absolutely.
worked out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Look, what would your other advice be to people who are just starting out, don't know much about property? What would your advice be to them, you know, who are just starting out today?
Do it is the initial advice, but I need to put some substance to that. And I think firstly it links back to training.
Yeah.
Do not try and cut corners by not making sure you understand all of the different strategies available to you. Legislation is key. Understanding how to finance, and then one of the most important things in property, because it's a very cash-hungry industry, is you need to know how to raise capital.
Yeah.
It's incredibly important. So make sure you know what you're doing, get yourself educated, work with the right people, and make sure you then trust the training you've received and go out and make it happen. It's that simple.
Okay. And one final question:
Yes.
how has working with me helped your journey? Because you've done so much,
Yes.
right? From our mentoring, which was about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And yet you've excelled and you've done loads and loads. How did that 3-day help you, basically?
It gave us such a firm grounding to be able to then go out and build our business from the start. There was. I was actually questioning myself. I remember it was on the second day, and I remember exactly where we were standing, and I was talking about a refinance strategy that I'd heard other investors doing, and I was envious that they were able to, the way in which they were refinancing and pulling out all of the money from the deal. And you so very quickly showed me how that was an incredibly dangerous strategy, and whilst it looks beneficial on the surface, long term it's like creating a pack of cards. And
Domino effect.
yeah, exactly. And when you put it so succinctly, and I remember you actually holding me on my shoulder, because I was like, I think I should be doing this. And you explained it to me. I was like, yeah, actually, I want to be able to sleep at night with my property portfolio. And so just that one snippet of 3 action-packed, long, fulfilling days just was really helped me understand what I needed to do and how to actually not just gain income in property, but how to gain wealth.
You also helped me particularly with my confidence in putting in ridiculous offers. Because I remember the response that I received to a ridiculous offer that I was really scared of putting forward, and the agent was actually very angry with me for the offer that I put forward. But you were sitting across our table from us, just looking at me. Do it. And it was great.
But it's given you a lot of confidence.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
Listen, I'd like to thank you both for
Thank
coming
you.
in today and doing this interview. And keep watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, press the like button, and also press the notification button as well. So I hope to see you in the next video, and I'll also be interviewing Richard and Nina again about how they did their JVs, basically. So thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.